welcome to Slow Cozy. My name's Whitney. This is a place where I come every couple weeks and update you guys on all my knitting and other crafty projects. This is episode 4. And if you're new here, welcome. If you've been watching for the past few episodes, thank you so much for coming back and thank you so much for watching. I am coming to you from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and yeah, come get settled, get cozy, grab a drink, and let's talk about some crafty stuff. How are you guys? It's been a crazy couple weeks here. I've actually been kind of sick. Well, actually really sick. I didn't get COVID. I have some ongoing chronic health stuff that I'm dealing with, so that kind of reared its ugly head this past couple weeks. But I woke up this morning and I felt like recording, so that's what I'm doing. I could say this every time. I'll keep saying it, but like I can't believe the amount of people this has reached over the past month or so. So I hope, I hope I'm inspiring some people, or maybe helping them to like discover some creative stuff for themselves. So if that's true for you, I can't thank you enough. So yeah. So yeah, this is episode 4. It is Saturday morning. It's the day that I usually upload. Hopefully I can upload later today. We'll see. But yeah, this week was just crazy. So here I am. As you can see, I am surrounded by some of my favorite yarn, and I'll talk about that later in the acquisitions part. I know that's not for everyone, so I usually leave that to the end, like similar to a lot of other podcasts. But yeah, well, I have some knitting for you today. I have a finished object, which if you watch before is pretty obvious. I also get to share a project I've been working on for a few weeks. That's a work in progress. I have some finished spinning, some progress on my cross stitch, and another tiny finished object, and some major acquisitions. So yeah, stay tuned, and hopefully you like this one. So yeah, we'll start with what I'm wearing. Usually where I or I guess so far when I've recorded, I've worn past finished objects, but this is my first like garment for myself that I finished since starting to record the podcast. This is the Faye sweater by Fiona Alice. This is the first time I've worn it. I just pulled it on. It's bunching a little the neck here, but I'm thinking like, I don't know. It's not a fit I'm used to. Like it's quite, I think it actually fits perfectly in the shoulders. It's really cozy. I love this yarn. It's a mix of alpaca and cotton. It's Purl Soho's Sweetgrass. So let me just see if I can get some good close-ups for you guys. Okay, so this is the front. You can see there's like this bias and it goes all the way up, and then at the sides are these really intricate lace panels, and they go all the way up and then they go down the underside of the arm here. So the yarn over detailing goes up to the tiny rib on the top of the neck, and the same in the front mimics in the arm, and this is the back. So hopefully you can see that okay. I'm trying to, okay, so I'm trying a bit of a new lighting setup. I noticed it was a little bit dark here before. Sorry, just one sec. I think I actually need to adjust my camera a little bit. And now my red light saying I have low battery is flashing. So we'll see how long this goes. I'm charging my other battery so I can switch it out if it dies. Yeah, I'm trying a new lighting setup. I have an extra light on here. I noticed last time it was a little bit dark. I actually record down in my studio. I have a space in our basement that was a bedroom, but it was a bedroom back in the 1950s when this house was built, and it no longer meets codes for egress. So what that means is like the window essentially isn't big enough anymore to legally have this as a bedroom, because in case of a fire it would be too difficult to get out of the room. So I use it as a studio, which is perfect. But yeah, it's in the basement and it's really gloomy out today. So I thought I'd turn on this other light and just see how that goes. So hopefully it's not too jarring and I'm not too like blown out. So we'll see. Let me know what you think. You know, I'm just, every time I record I try and, you know, do a little better, learn something new. So like this is all just, you know, a work in progress. So back to the sweater. I love it. I think this is going to be great for cooler evenings in the summertime and through the spring here. I don't know what to expect as far as like stretching out goes. Like, I don't know what your guys' experience is with this, but I have had some sweaters I knit that were out of like a superwash yarn, and they stretch out quite a bit, at least compared to like a non-superwash, non-treated yarn. This is cotton and alpaca, so I know alpaca will kind of stretch out, doesn't have much recovery, but I think cotton's pretty stable, and this is the first garment I've knit out of a yarn like this, so we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated on how it goes. I'm hoping it'll kind of like settle a little bit again because of this. The collar is kind of it's not laying flat, but I don't think it's a big deal. I actually honestly think it looks okay, and I love the high collar look. So let me know what you guys think. I love it. I think it's really cool. I think the bias hem gives like a really neat detail that I haven't seen in anything ready to wear. So yeah, I'm really happy with this one, and I just think the gray heather color is gorgeous. I'm a big fan of gray, as you will probably see. I do love color as well, but it's always nice to have those basics in your wardrobes, like something that goes with everything, and this is definitely one of those garments. One other thing that I'll say about this that I really love is I was afraid that the yarn over detailing in the front and then the lace panels at the sides would be a bit revealing. Like I wouldn't feel comfortable just wearing this with nothing underneath. But I think it's fine. Like I'm not wearing anything underneath today. Hopefully you can't see too much. We'll see. But I feel quite comfortable in it, and I just think it's really beautiful. So a little bit more about the pattern. I didn't make any modifications. I just knit it according to the instructions. The pattern is gorgeous. It's written very clearly. It's definitely not a beginner pattern. I would say it's like more of an intermediate advanced pattern. Like I've been knitting a lot for a few years now, and like it challenged me at some points for sure. And there's a lot of like counting. Every row there's something going on that you need to either decrease or do some shaping or do lace work or something. So there's you're always having to make sure that you have, you know, the right amount of stitches on your needle and stuff. So that for me is not a bad thing. That's actually a good thing. I love a challenging knit. I love having my brain work. I mean, I think the way I like to have it is I kind of like to have one thing on the needles that's a little more challenging, and then one thing that's just kind of brainless I can bring anywhere with me. So this was definitely one of the more challenging ones, and I will say that I have never spent this long knitting a sweater. You can probably tell I'll have fun. Okay. Sorry about that. Mid-sentence, of course, my battery dies, just as expected. What was I saying? Okay, yeah, this sweater took forever. I started it, I honestly can't remember when. I'd have to double check my Ravelry, but I started it a couple months ago, I think, and I've been consistently knitting on this. Like, this has just swallowed up all my time. It was also the only knit I brought with me to California a couple weeks ago, so I spent a lot of time knitting on this. And then the finishing work was no small feat either. This is the first time I've seamed a set-in sleeve, so I'll actually show you guys that close up too. So I think I did an okay job. I tried to keep it consistent. I used mattress stitch for seaming. That's what the pattern suggested, and I just tried to keep it really consistent, where I was picking up the stitches are, you know what I mean, picking up to mattress stitch together. If you guys don't know, if you haven't used mattress stitch before, it's basically you actually put the two pieces to be sewn together facing you, and then you weave back and forth, picking up kind of threads between the bars on either side, or you pick up the bars between the stitches on either side of the seaming, and then you like pull it tight and it just cinches everything together, and it's a very, very, very strong stitch. And I did use this thread for mattress stitching this together because it's cotton. It's pretty pretty solid. So I actually think if the seams might be the last, like they're gonna be the most durable part of the sweater, I think. So yeah. I'm sorry if I fiddle a lot. It's just, it's a new sweater, so like I'm gonna be picking at myself and stuff, so hopefully that's not too distracting for you guys. But yeah, I love this. Some more details. I made a size 5, but it's probably closer to a size 4 given my gauge. So I was knitting tighter than the pattern suggested, and the reason for that is I did a swatch and I liked the fabric, so I just did the math to see how the main parts of the sweater would fit given my gauge, and size 5 seemed to be the one that was best. I think it was the right choice. And I used 2.75 millimeter needles for the body and 2.5 for the ribbing. And then also there's parts worked flat. So any parts worked flat, I actually used a 2.5 as well, because when I purl quite a lot looser than I knit, especially in the round. So I usually go down 1 needle size when a sweater calls for both flat and work in the round, especially when it's stockinette stitch like this, because it's actually quite noticeable with my stitching if I don't go down a needle size. So I think that's all the information for this one. Oh, and I used so I used about 3.5 skeins of the Purl Soho Sweetgrass. So this is a really affordable sweater. I'm not sure what the retail is on the Purl Soho, but 3 skeins of yarn plus like all this time, like it's a very, when you consider kind of like time knitting for cost, it's a good one. So yeah, if you're looking for like a challenging spring knit, this I would say is the one for you. So if you guys have any more questions, just pop them down in the comments and I will make sure and get back to you. And hopefully I have answers for your questions if you have any. So we'll move on. Okay, this is my next FO. You guys, if you've watched before, you've seen this a few times. Like I mentioned, I've been sick. So the baby shower that I was supposed to go to, I unfortunately couldn't go. But what that means is I have the onesie still. So I haven't been able to get this off to the new expecting parents yet, but I have all the, it's blocked and all the all the, there we go, that's better. All the ends are woven in, and this is front. This is the back, and I'll show you guys up close here. So this is the Lille Dahlia Solo by Lene. And just like look at that beautiful lace pattern, it's so cute. And this is, there's little buttons at the bottom, and I just think it's the most adorable thing. Like, how cute is that? It's so cute. So I won't dwell on this for too long. I've talked about it a lot, but just really quickly, it's knit out of Sadnes Garn, Tynn, it's the Merino. I'll put the name below. Tynn Merinoull, I think it's what it's called, in this green gray color. And yeah, I love it. So, finished objects for spinning. I showed you guys this kind of work in progress before. I had the individual singles spun onto individual bobbins, and I have finished this. So if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen this already, but I'll show you here. So this is a Fractal two ply that it ended up being around a sport weight. I was aiming for a fingering because I'm trying to get my my gauge a little finer, because I really love knitting with fingering weight wool. But this is more of a sport. I love it though. These colors are amazing. They blended really well together. I have no idea what I'm going to use this for. I think this is just going to go in the stash and look very pretty on my shelf for a while. So to kind of remind you guys, this was spun from a braid dyed by Lily Pine, who's like a local dyer. I can't remember if she's in Calgary or Edmonton, but she's definitely in Alberta. And it was called A Velvet Sky, and it was one of the special exclusive colorways that was dyed up for my local yarn shop, which is Stash Lounge. If you haven't heard of them, they have a great online store. They're local to me in Calgary here, but I actually often order online through them because they're just so amazing. They're actually part of the reason why I have such a big haul this week, because they had a 25% off sale for the Victoria Day Long Weekend here, and I took advantage. I took full advantage. They've been carrying a lot more spinning fiber. Like, they've always had spinning fiber, but they have Stash kind of like branded spinning fiber now, and they have just some, I got some awesome colorways. So if you guys are interested in that, I'll be showing all that stuff later. But this is one I bought quite a few months ago. So I finished off the spin, and yeah, we'll see what this ends up being at the end of the day. Okay, excuse me, I'm just going to take a sip here. Okay. So, also, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen I posted a little sneak peek of what I've been working on. This is a preview knit for Brooklyn Tweed. Just gonna show you now. So this, I showed you guys my swatch and then yarn on my Instagram, but this is the beginning of my project. I'm so excited about this. I can't even with this texture. It's, I'll show you guys close up here. It's just amazing, the amount of texture that's in this. It gets kind of dark there, but you can probably kind of see it here. So this is a drop shoulder pullover sweater. It's quite a boxy fit, so it's going to be no shaping in the body, and then as you see, like, it's pretty much straight down now. And so right now I'm just working on the body, And it is definitely, it's a DK weight, so I'll talk a bit about the yarn soon here, but just about the fit, it's, oh no, it's for, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm going to put the designer below, but I actually haven't heard of this designer before, but I love this pattern. I think the simplicity of the fit plus all this texture, and the pattern's really cool because it allows you to adjust your sleeve size versus your body, like the circumference of the like bodice. So it's really customizable. It's also, it has 2 different recommended yarns. So what I'm using is Brooklyn Tweed Arbor. That's their DK weight, and it's Targhee wool. And it's in the colors, I'm using the colors Driftwood and Sashiko. I know these are super, like, these are very basic, like the nautical kind of like spring theme, I think is not really a surprise to anyone. But I literally took so much time pondering this yarn because Arbor comes in an insane amount of colors, and I've used Arbor before. I've used it quite a few times. I actually have a pullover that I had to put on hold for a while. You guys will see it eventually, but it's also out of Arbor, and I've used it for hats, and I've used it for slippers, and it's just this like really soft, bouncy, really even 2-ply, beautiful DK weight yarn. I'm in love with it. I love Arbor. It's so good. But you can also use one of their newer yarns, which is called Dapple, and it's like it's a cotton wool mix. And what's really cool about Dapple is it's each skein is a little bit unique, so you're gonna get color variations because of the dyeing process and the spinning process. The cotton doesn't absorb the dye at the same rate the wool does. So for some, it's more obvious where the cotton is, and for some it's a little darker, and it's this kind of, I want to say, marled effect. I wish I had some to show you here, but I don't. But in any case, this is a, okay, let me get my, I'm like, there's too much going on in my head, so I can't keep things straight. So, okay, this pullover you can make in 2 different yarns, and you can either make it in 2 colors, or you can make it in 1 color. Or you could, I mean, you could make it in any amount of colors if you wanted to. Like with the stripes, if you had like 1 background color and you use, like instead of the blue, you could use all different scraps or whatever you want. So I think it's a really versatile pattern, and the fit being able to be kind of modified to suit your body best. I just think it's a great pattern. So I'm really excited for this one. It's going to be a little bit more positive ease, more like a sweatshirt feel, and I can just see myself wearing this with shorts when like it gets a little breezy or cool out at the lake, or in the evenings around the fire, or on like a gloomy day like today. In Calgary, there's like, it's pretty common in the spring to have like days where it's it doesn't get above 15 degrees Celsius or it's rainy. So I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of this. And, you know, it's going to be a year-round sweater because I can see myself wearing this in the fall and the winter as well. So I'll keep you guys posted on this. The pattern is being released on June 15th. So you're going to be seeing a little bit more of that on Instagram, and I'll keep posting as I continue to finish this, but I'm hoping for next episode I should have this all ready, and I should be wearing it in my next episode. I also have to say, just like a shout out to Brooklyn Tweed and how amazing they are at this whole preview knitting thing. I've been a huge fan of Brooklyn Tweed since kind of the beginning of when I really got into knitting. This is crazy, but one of my first garments was the Brooklyn Tweed watermark Codigan, I guess it is. And it's like an advanced pattern. It has cabling everywhere. Like I'm crazy. I don't know. I guess I like to dive in like head first. But that was kind of my Everest, and I still wear that cardigan all the time. You guys will see it here eventually. But ever since then, and ever since that pattern, I love them because their patterns are so well written. They're so clear. This is the first time I've knit for Brooklyn Tweed too, like a preview knitting, and they're really good at communicating. Any questions I've had, they got back to me right away. And yeah, it's just been a great experience. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I can do more of this in the future as well. And it's always fun, like being able to knit a pattern that hasn't been released yet. It's just like no one's knit it yet, so to be the first one is, or one of the first people to knit it is really fun. So yeah, this is the Alvord. I don't even know if I said the name. It's the Alvord. I think it's the Alvord Pullover. I will put the details below. So if you guys are interested, you can kind of have that on your radar for Ravelry or on the Brooklyn Tweed website when the pattern is released later on this month. A little bit of details. So I'm using, what am I using? For the main body, I'm using size for US 6 4mm needles. So again, this is a little bit more time consuming because there's a lot of purling with all this texture. It's I think this is moss stitch. I think it's technically called moss or seed stitch, I'm not sure, but and then this garter stitch. So it's a lot of purling. If you don't like purling, you might not want to do this one. I don't mind purling at all. Again, it's a bit of a challenge, so, and I like kind of like exercising my skills and getting better at things. So and the repeats were really easy to memorize, so I don't even really have to look at the pattern except for when I'm doing, you know, any shaping stuff like that. And I just, yeah, I love it. Love it, love it. So that's my work in progress. And my next work in progress, I didn't show any cross stitch last week because I didn't have any to show, because I didn't bring any with me on my trip. But I thought I'd show you guys my progress on the Raccoon by Cottage Garden Samplings. So just to remind you guys, this is the pattern. So this is the pattern. So this is the Raccoon. Look at his tail, he's so cute. And this is where I've gotten. So this is right where he is. You can kind of start seeing like his leg here and his little ears and some of the flowers here. So, and then this is the jackrabbit I finished a while ago. So I'm doing it by season. Just a little reminder. Cottage Garden Samplings. This is a series called A Year in the Woods. And the designer is releasing one a month for the entire year of 2022. So there's a bunch of different things you can do. You can just choose the ones you like and do them individually, but what I've decided to do is do one panel for each season. So I'm gonna do like a vertical, three of these for each season, and then I'll switch it out. Once they're all done, I'll switch it out every season on my wall. So it's a big project. It's definitely going to take me longer than a year because this is April's pattern and it's already June. So, excuse me, I'm not feeling, sorry. I digress. Okay. So, that's it for works in progress and finished objects. Wow, my brain is just like not working today. I hope it's okay, you guys. So next I'm going to move on to acquisitions. If that's not your thing, don't feel obligated to listen, but I have some pretty exciting stuff to show you. But anyways, let's get into the acquisition. So first I'll talk about all of this wonderful fluff behind me. So this is all Nutiden. I've talked about Nutiden before, but I'll kind of go through it again. If you haven't heard of Nutiden, which I don't know, I don't want to assume you have, but it's a type of yarn. It's an unspun yarn that is it's made in Sweden by a family-owned company, Caroline Knut. They bought a mill, and they use different breeds of sheep for every mixture. They dye the wool, they process the wool themselves, they do everything. And it comes to you in these beautiful, beautiful cakes. So, where to begin? I've been a patron of theirs for just over a year. And I think this is my 3rd or 4th order of Nutiden. I think this is my largest one to date. I just went crazy because these colors are just totally like my jam. I love them. I've been really into purple lately, and they came out with 2 purples this release. The way it works with Nutiden is the company's actually called Or, and I hope I'm saying that all right. I don't speak Swedish, obviously, so I will do my best. But they, every month or so, or 2 months, they come out with a collection of usually around 5 colors, give or take. And that's it. So they make that batch. You can try to get some. It's pretty hard to come by. I'm lucky to be a patron and to have gotten a patron spot. And this was, I believe this was a collection that was only available to patrons. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. But I had to, because these are just gorgeous. So the yarn itself is actually very, very affordable. It's the shipping that's really expensive. And I know Caroline's talked about it a bit on her videos for Patreon, that they're really trying to keep prices from going up. With inflation and everything getting more expensive, they've actually done a wonderful job at doing that. And I love supporting people who are like just living, you know, I love what they're doing. So I'll talk about this a little bit more. The colors. Okay, so the colors. Again, my brain is all over the place today. I hope you guys don't mind. I'll start with the one I'm holding. So this is Infinitive, and it's this like deep, lovely like berry wine purple color. It's heathered. It has some like lighter bits in it. I want to say it has like a little bit of brown and some blue, and it's just gorgeous. It's so beautiful. So that's the first color. I got 300 grams of this. So just a note on how they come. I'll actually include, if you guys are interested, I'll include their information. They do have, so the way it works is patrons get kind of the first go at purchasing the yarn, and then it opens up to the public. And I'll include their, they have 2 Instagram accounts, one for Or and one for Nutiden, and it is kind of first come first serve. So on their Instagram pages they will have information, and they have a website, so if you kind of look into that, you should be able to see when their next update is. Like Caroline will share on their Instagram when it is and what colors are coming up. So this is 300 grams of the Infinitive. Next, this is really special. This is actually lamb's wool. So this is called Fleeceline, and it's this heathered gray color. So it's mostly white. It's got some darker strands of hair in there, and it's beautiful, and it's so soft. So I also got 300 grams of this Fleeceline, and this, whoop, oh my goodness. Okay, that can stay there. This is Lola. So this is a more kind of muted gray purple color. I got 500 grams of this. So a note on quantities. So I'm typically a large, and 500 grams is enough for me unless I'm making a huge, like, oversized sweater. 500 grams is enough for me to hold this double to make like a worsted weight, like long sleeved pullover sweater. So I'm actually interested in maybe trying this single strand without holding it with mohair. A lot of people do it single strand with mohair, or double strand, or even triple. But I'm going to maybe play around with these a bit and see if I can do like a slow single strand knit with this, because I think it would just be so nice to have a really lightweight pullover or shawl or something. So I've been scouring. I think actually the hardest thing is deciding what to make with these, because I just think they're so precious, and I love, they're just so beautiful. But I also love wearing it, so I don't want it to just sit in my basement forever. So yeah, I'll keep you guys posted. I have also some of these cakes from previous releases, so yeah, you'll see this pop up every once in a while. And another, so you've probably seen this next to me. This is I think it's the first time that they've offered spinning fiber from their mill. This is 200 grams of a gorgeousness. Look at this. Look at it. It's amazing. Like, I can't. It's so cool. It's just this like vat of beautiful purple, gray. Let me just get it up close to you guys. Beautiful, beautiful spinning fiber. So I've never spun from a bat, and I've never spun this like, usually it's quite long stapled yarn. The reason why it's able to be kind of this unspun yarn is because of the long staple length. So I'll actually show you guys. I know a lot of people do this on YouTube here, but I actually, when I was looking into becoming a patron and ordering this yarn for the first time, I couldn't find a ton of people who were working with it. So hopefully I can help out if one of you is looking into it. So let's see if I can find the end of this. Of course I can't. There we go. Okay, so this is a strand, and if you can see, it's like you just pull and it comes apart. This is actually quite stable. Like, I think I could totally knit this in one strand. And the beautiful thing about Nutiden is, like, no one cake is the same, no one yarn is the same, no one color is the same. So it's just, it's such a joy to knit with. The last thing I got is, it's called the Pisceline. So it's basically like, they used to be called Lucky Charm bags, but it was just, it's basically, you don't know what you're getting. It's 200, I got 250 grams of mystery ends and bits and bobs and treasures. So part of what I got, so I got a little bit of the extra Fleeceline, a little bit of extra Lola. I got this beautiful blue. Look at how pretty that is. Apparently I've been talking for so long, it stopped recording, so maybe this will be a long one. Anyways, where was I? there's these gradients. This one is very, very light pink going to white. So I believe this is the ends of, like on the mill when they're caking up and they go from one color to another. So you kind of get this beautiful gradient. I also got, I believe this is another color from the collection. I'm not sure of the name. I'll have to double check. But it's this beautiful green color. And another kind of gradient. It's like going to this golden to this beautiful like rosy rose gold color. And this is a gradient between, it looks like Infinitive and Lola. So that. And like I lost my mind when this came in the mail. It was like Christmas. This beautiful copper color. Look at that. It's so gorgeous. I don't know what I'm going to do with these, but I'm probably just going to like squish them and live with them for a while. They're so beautiful. And this, oh, it just smells amazing. I could gush over this stuff forever. But I digress. So, next, Stash. Stash, shout out to you. And your sale, it was amazing. I bought so much yarn. And actually so much yarn and so much spinning fiber. So, first I'll show you the yarn I got. So, I got 14 skeins. Speaking of Brooklyn Tweed, I got 14 skeins of this shelter in the color Fossil. So this is not for me. This is for my sister. She has a big birthday coming up in January 2023. And I told her that she can pick any pattern and any yarn and I will make that for her birthday. So she picked a gorgeous cardigan. It's called the Channel Cardigan. I will include a link for both the Ravelry and like the Ravelry project page and the Brooklyn Tweed website because you can buy their patterns there too. And I think right now this cardigan is $1 off. I'm not sure for how long, but instead of $9 US, it's $8 US. So if you're interested, it's a beautiful belted cardigan. It's really easily dressed up or dressed down. It's totally my sister's style. She's gonna look amazing in it. This I'm not gonna start knitting for a while, but because Stash had this awesome sale, I definitely just jumped on this yarn. And honestly, I can't have enough of it. Shelter's awesome. I use Shelter to knit my brother-in-law a sweater for Christmas. So I feel really good about doing this for my sister. So that is all the yarn. And then I went crazy on the spinning fiber. So we're going to start with the most like, I guess basic stuff. I got a bunch of Corriedale because Stash, there's still some, like, it's not on sale right now, but it's still a really great deal in my opinion. They have all these colors of Corriedale and they're $10 and they were 25% off. So I got these for $8 each and they're 100 grams. So like, look at this green color. This is called Conifer. So I got Conifer, 100 grams of that. I got 100 grams, sorry about the crinkling, I hope this doesn't bother you guys too much. 100 grams of Tanzanite. I got 100 grams of Heather. This is gorgeous purple. 100 grams of mink, this like beautiful blush pink. I got 100 grams of rust, just beautiful like copper color. I think it's called rust. Yeah. And I think that's all for the, oh right. I got these two Corriedale, it's like a monochrome pack. Hopefully you can see the colors okay in there. I'm not gonna mess around with taking these out, but this is all Corriedale as well. So I got 2 packages of this. And if that wasn't enough, they also released some really cool blends inspired by some of the people who work there at Stash. So This one is called Kate. It's a merino blend, and just like, look at this blue. It's so, so beautiful. So I got 2 of those, and I got the Ashley colorway, which, I mean, come on. It is so beautiful. I love jewel tones, and this is just like my dream. This has purple and berry and like this dark teal color. It's absolutely beautiful. This is merino as well. Got 2 of those. And lucky me, if you guys watched last episode, sorry, I'm just going to take a sip of coffee here. Oh, it actually, this is a total tangent, but I thought I'd talk about my mugs. I think I've used this one before. I love mugs. I love coffee. These are some of my favorite mugs. This is, I have a set of 4 of these, and they're based on some of the artwork by the Group of 7. There's a very famous Canadian group of artists. And there's one for each season. So I believe this one is, this is autumn foliage, which was painted in 1916 by Tom Thomson. So I love these mugs. Anyways, I digress. If you watched some of my last episodes, I talked about I'm actually knitting, I'm in the middle of knitting the Inclination Shawl by Andrea Mowry. And I don't have it here, I haven't made any progress, but I mentioned in, I think it was episode before last, that I was really not liking one of the colors that I decided to spin for it. So I put it on hold. It was in the naughty corner for a while until I found a new braid. And luckily, Stash had Targhee braids on their sale as well. So I got this color, which is beautiful. So I'm going to spin this up for that Inclination Shawl. And this is going to replace Blueberry Cobbler. So hopefully I have some progress on at least spinning this skein next time I talk to you guys. So this is, just so you know, this is 100% Targhee, hand dyed by Sweet Georgia, which is a company based out of Vancouver. And this is the colorway Escape. So it's like got these like light and dark pinks along with the blue. I think they're beautiful. It's super fun. Lots of colors, springtime, just like really, really fun. So I'm looking forward to spinning this. And last but not least, I have a delivery from Long Way Homestead. I'm not sure if I've talked about this before, but I do. So I have a monthly subscription to, oh, I have talked about this. Monthly subscription to Long Way Homestead, and they have what's called a Breed of the Month club. So they have 2 clubs, one spinning fiber and one yarn. So every month in the mail they send you either a skein of yarn or some fiber. So the fiber I got, this is all vacuum packed, so I'm not gonna open it yet, but it comes like this. It's like very efficient for mailing, but this is called Tunis. So it comes with this like card, tells you all about the wool. So I'm collecting these, and I haven't spun any yet, but I'm so excited to start. And so far this year I've gotten Corriedale, gotten Icelandic, I know I've gotten this Tunis, I've got, I can't remember the other ones, but it's pretty amazing. I love it. And they're based out of the Winnipeg area, out in Manitoba here in Canada. Woo! So, I think that's it. I'm really glad you joined me. Thank you so much for coming here. And I hope you you find some time to knit this weekend. I hope you find some relaxation, you know, slow down, and just enjoy the moment. So thanks again, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.